typically those types of cycles end with an inflation. I mean, as you prolong it further and further, you get to a breaking point where there's just, you've pushed so much money into the system and then the demand for money collapses. So.
Thank you so much for sharing with us. About 2 years ago, I had the opportunity to sit down with some students in Beijing, and from our conversation, one of the things I observed was that these young students had a very concrete understanding of Western economics, Western thought, yet there was still a lot of skepticism expressed from these students about the market economy. So I'm just wondering from your perspective if you think that the younger generations in China, given time, will be the ones to bring free market ideals to fruition in China.
Yeah, I think that certainly the more ideas were very important. I think all liberals share this view that ideas matter. And what we will do, and what kind of institution we will have, and depends on what kind of ideas we have, what we believe. So the younger generation, they accept market ideas, I think will be very good for China. But we still need to teach the right ideas about the market. You know, so far we taught too much wrong ideas about the market. That is why the government intervention is so attractive in China. Recently we have a big debate about industrial policy. That is whether, I think America also have some kind of industrial policy. Particularly I know some American economists support industrial policy, right? But that is, I think, totally wrong. Industrial policy will inevitably fail. There are two reasons we can get from Hayek's idea. First is that really you don't know, you can't predict future. Future is unpredictable. What is innovation? What is new technology which will be valuable? Nobody knows. We can only let those entrepreneurs try. Diversify is very important. You know, if you use government to make policy, that must forecast some particular industry, particularly even firm. They need to pick up a winner. Who will be best? In Chinese experience, every case, government made wrong decision. And second is incentive problem. Even government know what is the best industry, what is the best technology, but they still have no good incentive to do that. Because, you know, when they have power, and I said, they can allocate resources. Many people, many entrepreneurs, they would like to have rent cities. And they have no good product, no technology, because they pretend they have, as long as they can get a good relation with the government. So everywhere you'll see the industry policy will fail. Yeah, so I mean, we need to teach right economics. Today there are too many wrong economics about market.
This is perhaps a little further afield, but how do you view the Brexit vote from a Chinese perspective, and do you see opportunity for China given Britain's vote to leave the EU?
Sorry, I have both.
The Brexit vote, the decision by Brexit?
The vote by the UK to disengage from the EU.
Yeah. Right.
How is that viewed in China, and do you see that as an opportunity for China?
That is not easy to answer, but I think it's for China, because China is not a member of EU, and so it's important is to have a free trade agreement with every country, you know. And I think China has already had resistance, I think, good relation with Britain. Yes. So I do not think that will have much impact on China's economy.
Do you have any thoughts on China's currency and the currency manipulation and where that's going?
If you go to China, you look at many goods in China, even service, like a cup of coffee, price is much higher than here, according to current exchange rate. So I think the Chinese currency needed to be valued. Or if we just let the market do that. Certainly China has a big reserve. But once it's reserve there, if reserve reduced, government will be worried for that. It's just like Iraq, you have already have so much, income there, or wealth there. And you also hope you will hold that and also a little bit increase. If suddenly your wealth drop, you'll be worried about that. So I think that although China has big reserve, but according to current situation, right, because China printed so much money and cost increase so fast, and RMB I think has possibility to be evaluated.
What do you think of the American Federal Reserve using quantitative easing and having such a long period of zero interest?
So your question is
Federal Reserve and quantitative easing?
Yeah. I think it's a American issue, right? And not easy for me to answer. But I think it's really I worry about that. Everywhere government created and use this so-called quantitative easing to solve the problem. What they really need is to let entrepreneurs, business people, have confidence and have a predictable environment, and then they decide what we will do. And sorry, I must say that here, when I visit like Silicon Valley, I'm more confident than I visited New York here. Really is there, they always, business people or entrepreneurs always talk about how to create new products. And here, we always discuss what will be interest rate. Real entrepreneurs care not much about the interest rate. They care about what kind of new things they can create. But today, because government is so important, the government creates so much money, so people, entrepreneurs always care about the interest rate and what will next month, how much money government will bring. I think it's not good. I hope, like in China, I once said it, if when you look at Chinese economy, you need to look at what Liu Chanzhi does, not what Zhou Xiaochuan does. Liu Chanzhi is founder of the NOVA. Zhou Xiaochuan is the governor of central bank. I mean, you need to look at what business people do, and not what the governor of central bank does. But everywhere, we pay too much attention to central bank governor's decision, what he says. Yeah, that is not, I think, not good phenomenon.
So they've become those are the rock stars of today, the global central bankers. The problem is they all know one another, and they basically all went to school together. And they have the same.
You talk about they have no solution, but they always try to solve a problem.
Right.
That's the problem, And so I suppose we have basic monetary policy. It's really a fixed money supply at some rate, like Milton Friedman suggested. You cannot just take money is some kind of discretionary policy. It's very, very dangerous. Also you always focus on short-term issue. You will never care for long-term issues. But for economy or people, most important long-term issues.
Yeah, could you comment about the tech economy in China? Because we've been reading how the government's shifting away from manufacturing, more toward the creative industries, including museums and the tech economy. A lot of our mutual funds have Alibaba, whether we like it or not, big companies on the stock market and the Chinese tech economy, and we hear that there's a lot of money being poured in for sort of venture capitalism, venture communist style to all kinds of unicorns. So what's ahead? And I guess, can a Chinese tech entrepreneur succeed in spite of the government policy or not?
I think that's why this new tech industry developed so well, just because government didn't understand that. So also didn't control much. Today I think they face a problem, but because government began to understand that, so they try to introduce more regulation. That will make, I think, trouble for this as a whole industry. So although at the beginning, even Chinese banks or other banks have no incentive to give any money to this new technology. So most of Chinese high-tech companies were financed first by foreign capital, American VC and American PE. Today, more and more Chinese private capital go to this sector. Probably I think even worry too much. They may also make trouble.
Hi. Would you say that the free market is powerful enough to take care of current public goods such as roads and airports? And if so, how could you see this play out?
Sorry, free market?
Oh, okay, sorry. Would you say that the free market is powerful enough to take care of current public goods such as roads and airports? And if so, how could you see this play out?
Yes. Free market, I think, is still powerful. If you look at China, many highways was created by some foreign investment in Hong Kong. And certainly for public good, I think government can do something. But government should not forbid other people doing it. That is very, very important, including like education. Government certainly can finance some university schools. But government has no right to stop other people doing this kind of things. And if government give more freedom to ordinary people, I think many people, individuals, will have incentives to provide public good, like through charity and other kind of organizations. For education is a very basic, we call public goods. For a long time, it was not did by government. It was did by like a religion organization. And today, I think in America, you have so many private universities, which is much better than a state university, right? Yeah, most of it is that. So I think it's even public goods. I do not say the government cannot do anything. But I mean, private sector is still very, very powerful. To my knowledge, first highway in America was not built by government, was built by private. And Britain state, But certainly private sector, they need use charge system. You need a lot they use price system. A difference is when government do that, they use tax, to pay that. So when use tax to pay that, that means many people think, oh, we can get a free lunch. But actually no free lunch. Just because you paid later or earlier, then you think you have free lunch. Also, everyone try to get free lunch, but let other people pay price. That's the nature of the public goods. And so I think it's we should narrow down public goods. Not many public goods. Actually, our textbook economics, I think list too much public goods. Public goods, real public goods, is very, very small.
People forget that the subway system in New York was private. It started, it was built, and it remained in private hands until it was taken over really forcibly by the city of New York.
Yes, this is also, I think, related to our economics. According to our economics, that is when you set price according to marginal cost, that's most efficient, right? That marginal cost price is best efficient. But for many utilities, you cannot set price at marginal, otherwise they would make loss. So that's the reason why some people argue, okay, we should nationalize all this public goods. Then set price is a marginal cost. That is essentially ridiculous. You know, all price need to cover the whole cost, not just the marginal cost, right? Yeah. And if government allow this market provide public goods, there's still some competitors. And that will make prices right, but not marginal cost. And this is also related to anti-monopoly law. And why like this Microsoft, each copy of software is almost zero. But if we say, okay, you must set price at almost zero, we will never have such software. But our economists also suppose these products are already there. Then how to set price? Real problem is whether we have this product. What kind of price system we can have this kind of high-tech product? This is similar to utility, public goods. Whether we have this public goods, rather than just, we need to set public goods at a zero price, that is the most efficient. So I think we need to truly, I think, revolutionary our economics for our right understanding for public goods provision.
We have one last question from Angus Aronstein.
I think since sort of the Second World War, the kind of bringing down of economic walls between countries and this sort of proliferation of free trade has been responsible for the lion's share of the marginal gains in many countries across the world, particularly those which were formerly sort of developing nations or third world. Recently, in the last, call it half a decade, there's been sort of a tidal surge against free trade and against what I feel has sort of been to the benefit of almost all citizens of the world. But I do also feel that there's a legitimate concern from some of the parties complaining against free trade that their needs and their sort of situation has been made worse. So you think of the traditional blue-collar worker across the United States. So I just wonder how you think about balancing what are the sort of obvious benefits of free trade with some of these, what in economics may be termed as short-term dislocations and difficulties imposed upon, normal working-class people, which for them are not traditionally short-term.
It's a very important question. Certainly we know in economy, even according to classical economics, free trade benefits every nation. What we need to remember is that real trade happens between people, between firms, never between nations. Whole nation, whole country can sell something. Only individual can do that, right? But when Ricardo defined his so-called comparative advantage theory in terms of nation, reason was that, because that time, like Britain had a protection policy. And he needed to convince the British government, free trade between nations is good. But really, we only need free trade between individuals, and not free trade between nations. Nation cannot trade anything. Yeah. Now, we need to ask, what is the people's rights? Who have power to block other people, stop other people make trade? That's the problem. Although free trade may make some sector, some particular people like working class, low skilled labor class, suffer. The problem whether they have a right to stop other people to trade. It's more like I run restaurant, you run my restaurant. Then all customers go to your restaurant and not my restaurant.
you have right to stop